Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to interpret Humphrey visual field printout. So this is a Humphrey visual field printout of a patient. First we have to identify the threshold test pattern. This is threshold test pattern. Generally there are three types of threshold test pattern. They are 30:2 test pattern, 24:2 test pattern, 10:2 test pattern. So in which case we use this particular testing pattern. Suppose there is glaucoma suspect and if we want to know whether there is field defect or not, so we go for central 30:2 where we have more number of printout to be tested and our more area of 30°. So there are 76 point and the resolution 6° and central bare area 3°. And similarly there is established, if there is established case of glaucoma and we have already diagnosed glaucoma, so our aim is to know how much visual field is affected or defective. So we go for central 24:2 pattern. There are 54 points, resolution 6° and central bare area 3°. In same way, in suppose there is advanced case of glaucoma and if our aim is to know how much central field is retained, so we go for central 10:2 test pattern. Actually this Humphrey field visual field printout is divided into 9 zones. So they are patient data and test data, foveal threshold, reliability indices. This is patient data, patient raw data. This is grayscale, and this is total deviation numerical plot, total deviation probability plot, and this is pattern deviation numerical plot, pattern deviation probability plot. This is global indices, and this is glaucoma hemifield test, and last eye tracking. So we are going to talk about patient's name and test. Here detailed name of the patient and his ID name is necessary. Name is necessary because for identification, and date of birth and age is necessary to match retinal sensitivity with the age matched normal population in cluster of 10 years. Suppose a patient is 69 years old, so he is compared with the age group of 60 and 69 years old. And moreover, pupil diameter. The normal pupil diameter is 3 to 4 mm. If pupil diameter is less than 2 mm and larger than 6 mm, it may influence the testing outcome by introducing defects due to light diffraction or induced aberration. Here visual acuity should be recorded, and moreover refraction should be find out. The appropriate refraction should be listed to allow proper vision for testing distance of the perimetric bowel. Age adjustment chart are available to the technician to correct for the target distance, generally 30 cm, with lenses placed in front of the tested eye. The Humphrey machine will also calculate the appropriate lens area needed if the patient age and distance corrected are recorded into the machine. Estimation more than 1.25 diopter should be corrected in the addition to the sphere adjustment. And moreover, special attention should be given to the phakic and pseudophakic patient regardless of age, as well as those who wear contact lens. And we have to confirm here the stimulus, the background, the strategy. Actually, the Humphrey field visual field targets come in sizes ranging from 0.25 mm square to 64 mm square, which is represented by first to fifth. From first to fifth, typically the size third stimulus, which is white and which is 4 mm square, is used in patient with good visual acuity. In case of decreased visual acuity, size fifth is used, and background is 31.5 ASB. The light intensity of background is 31.5. And about the strategy, generally there are four strategy: full threshold testing strategy, fast pack, theta standard, theta fast. Most glaucoma especially rely on theta standard, which is expected without eliminating a significant amount of data that can be evaluated in an assessment. Now talking about this fixation monitor. This is fixation monitor gaze blind spot and fixation target central. This fixation loss, false positive, false negative, should be less than 20%. If these are greater than 20%, the printout is not considered as reliable. So this is blind spot, which is located at 13 to 18 degree temporal to the uh, uh, to the temporal side. It is located at 30 degree to 18 degree from the point of fixation to the temporal side. No target is seen at the blind spot because there is absence of rod and cones in it. And how should we know that which eye is going to test it, which eye it is? This printout belongs to which eye? How do we know? So we find this blind spot. If blind spot is right side, it means right eye. If blind spot is located in the left side, then the visual field belongs to left eye. In this way we examine. Now talking about patient raw data. So it is the exact retinal sensitivity in decibel of the selected point of the retina. 40 dB is the highest retinal sensitivity recorded. Normally the retinal sensitivity is higher around the center of fixation and gradually decreases in the periphery. Now now talking about grayscale. This is grayscale. So the numerical value of the raw data is represented graphically in the grayscale. The higher the shade denotes the higher retinal sensitivity. The darker the shade denotes the lower retinal sensitivity. High false positive denotes white out grayscale. High false negative is represented by clover leaf pattern. So we discussed about grayscale. Now talking about total deviation. This is total deviation numerical plot. So total deviation numerical plot, actually it is a measured retinal sensitivity is compared with mean normal retinal sensitivity of those points of the same age group and calculate the difference between them at each point. Actually, if retinal sensitivity of the patient is equal to the age matched normal population, there will be zero value. Example, if there is retinal sensitivity of the patient at point A is 31 decibel, and in the same way retinal sensitivity at the same point of age matched normal population is 31. So the difference is 31 minus 31, 0. So this means retinal sensitivity at this point will be 0. And in the same way, if the retinal sensitivity of the patient is less than age matched normal population, minus sign is given to the deviation value. Example, if retinal sensitivity of the patient at the point B is 21 decibel, retinal sensitivity at the same point of the age matched normal population is 34 decibel. So the difference is 28 minus 34, how much? Minus 6 decibel. So this means retinal sensitivity at this point is lesser than normal population. Now talking about total deviation probability plot. This is total deviation probability plot. Actually it is converted, this numerical value is converted into symbolic form according to its probability value. It shows the field loss in the scotomatous form. It shows generalized field defect. And how much field defect here is given the data. If P is less than 5%, it means retinal sensitivity is lesser than is seen in less than 5% of population. If P is 2%, it means retinal sensitivity is seen less than 2%. If P is less than 0.1%, it means it is seen in less than 1% of population. If P is less than 0.5%, it means it is seen in less than 0.5% of population, which is represented by darker square. Now talking about pattern deviation numerical plot. This is pattern deviation numerical plot, and from this we have to find out 7 best retinal point. We have to select 7 best retinal point. The 7th best retinal point is converted to 0. We have to add the value that converts 7 best retinal sensitivity point to 0 to all the points in the total deviation numerical plot. Thus we get the pattern deviation numerical plot. So here we have to select 7th retinal point, and in the last, this is a pattern deviation probability plot. Actually it shows localized field defect and deep scotoma. Mild to moderate degree of decibel deviation are eliminated and only high decibel deviation are highlighted. It removes diffuse field loss due to cataract and hemorrhages. So this is a global indices, and for understanding global indices we should know about the hill of vision. The peak of hill of vision is due to foveal sensitivity. Global indices is divided into 5 categories, being that they are mean deviation, pattern standard deviation, visual field index, short term fluctuation, corrected pattern standard deviation. Now talking about this glaucoma hemifield test. Actually, the glaucoma hemifield test compares the points in the upper field to corresponding points in the lower field, and then interpret the results as outside normal limit, borderline, within normal limit. Uh, and suppose outside normal limit, if any cluster pair in the upper and lower zone differs at probability less than 1%, then only one cluster pair differs at probability 0.5%. And in borderline, any one pair of two zones differ at probability less than 3%. And within normal limit, it is normal. So in this way, we talk about uh, Humphrey visual field printout. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks.